You once again encounter the scholar with the long braided hair from Dire Springs. Oh, hello there. We just seem to run into each other all the time, don't we? Are you here for research too? Are you guys really scholars? Looks like I was wrong about you. She just keeps talking and talking. What are you doing here? Research, of course. They say there's a magical barrier here that hides the path to the real Noguka. I wasn't able to get through it last time, but this time I brought a magic crystal. The barrier should be no problem. Wait, you know how to dispel the barrier? Yes, but my goal is to study the barrier, not dispel it. Perhaps you should change your research topic. You're not the slightest bit interested in the real Noguka? Chia stutters, flushing with embarrassment. She admits that she can dispel the barrier, but she will need your protection once you're inside. You accept the deal, dispel the barrier. To the true Noguka? Yes. You finally arrive in the true Noguka. Compared to the deathly quiet outside, the true Noguka feels like a breath of fresh air. Your surprise is quickly interrupted by a group of bandits. Newcomer, or trespasser. A man with a long scar extending from his chin all the way to his forehead asks, these must be the true people of Noguka. You decide to cut to the chase and ask about the whereabouts of Zarathustra, the Dominator. Where's Zarathustra? Zara what? Never heard of him. Thinking a cleaver over shoulder. Well, look at this. The outsider thinks he's the one who's going to ask questions. I'm not here for a fight. Who cares what you're here for? Die. Just as you prepare for a fight, the bandits suddenly cock their heads at the same time, their arms dropping weakly by their sides. They look distinctly like puppets on strings, as though their souls have been taken from them. Spiritmancers can sense each other's magic. The best counter for a Spiritmancer is, therefore, an even more powerful Spiritmancer. But you sense nothing for the spirit magic being used here. Clearly there's a powerful Spiritmancer at work here, one whose powers are beyond comprehension. Where are you, Zarathustra? Go north. You will find the entrance there. You know why I'm looking for you. You are merely looking for a goal to keep yourself going. Do you truly believe that you have found your goal? Before you could answer, Zeynep picks up a stone from the ground and knocks off the scarred-faced man with it. The bandits laughed and fall limp to the ground. What are you doing, Zeynep? Are you still looking for revenge? My sister has been dead for so many years. What will killing this wizard do? Zarathustra is the most likely culprit. What if he isn't? Who are you going to look for next? Are you going to spend the rest of your life looking for someone whom you didn't know whether you'll ever find? I hate you! Zeynep runs away in tears. You should go after her. She's important to you, isn't she? She asks. You know how powerful the Dominator is, however. There is no better opportunity to strike than now. You expended considerable energy controlling multiple people at the same time. Alright, so if you click on go north to find Zarathustra, Zeynep does not spawn in this area, you cannot find her. So we're gonna have to click look for Zeynep first, and you have to manually look for her. You find Zeynep. She seems to be much calmer. If you want to say something, but you're not sure what to say. It is Zeynep who opens her mouth first, clearly making an effort to keep her voice calm. Let's go. You will have your revenge soon. You feel conflicted inside. You know that she is reluctant to go, but you do not want to think about why. Yes, you tell Zeynep to follow you, but stay out of the fight that could happen. You do not want to force her to do this. Continue your journey. Alright, she is also not in my party right now, so you may want to think about just removing your gear before you actually come down here then. Let's save, and we're gonna start chopping up these fugitives. You don't actually have to fight the fugitives, but I want their loot. Because they're large groups of enemies. And this may be the last chance I have to fight normal enemies before I fight the demonic Ifrit armies. The rest of the game is still running like normal, but right now the game is comparatively safe. They became berserkers just in time for this tough fight. Now the fight isn't so tough that I do need berserkers, but I did run into a stumbling block here the first time, or the second time I came through. Which again, I was kind of just rushing through it to try to get through it as fast as possible. I ran into a stumbling block down here. Close, though. You arrive at the entrance. You tell Shia to wait outside. Many times you have imagined confronting Zarathustra in your mind, but you have never felt so calm. Could it be that he really did not do it? You shake your head. You simply cannot imagine your wife betraying you, trying to kill you of her own volition. It simply cannot be. Plus, Zainab was sure that Zarathustra was the culprit. You take a deep breath and drive the thought from your mind. Continue your journey. As you trek through this strange place, you are conscious that you are now alone. As a white mist begins to obstruct your vision, you see something moving in the mist. The creatures are human in form, but hardly human. They are badly bloated with pale and creased skin like they have been immersed in water for weeks. Their hair is sparse and their features are twisted beyond recognition. Water drips from their rotting leather armor with every step they take. A foul smell surrounds you as they approach. Suddenly, they charge at you with teeth bared. So yeah, this was the fight I lost at maybe 2-3 times. I decided I'd come back later. There's 90 of these ghost things. Genies, apparently, or jinns. This time I put up more of a fight. A lot of experience. Mantis, you hear a familiar voice. Over here, Mantis. The long deceased former Khan of the Nasir appears behind you. He sits on a golden couch with the figure of an eagle engraved on each arm, and armored horsemen are lined up behind him. You helped me take the gates of Jamal City without a fight. I named you High Priest when you were just 16 years of age. You were a generational talent, but you are far from Zarathustra's equal. You ordered me to put the guards to sleep, so that the gates could be taken without bloodshed. But you threw the defenseless guards into the river. Death is the one constant truth of war. The Nasir King meekly lifts an arm and bends his finger. At his orders, iron hooves begin to roar, kicking up great clouds of dust. It would have been a grand scene if it were not in service of war. Compared to this 90 army earlier, this is easy. These battles are drastically not balanced, I believe. Like, even the experience is way off comparatively. I have room for 3 more Thurians. Cool breeze blows the mist away and lifts fallen leaves into the air. It is a little valley surrounded by hills full of trees and flowers. She stands amongst the flowers, her hair swaying gently in the wind. Your mouth opens and closes, but no sound comes out. It is as though you are being choked. Fallen leaves lifted into the air by the breeze converge and form the shape of a man. Slowly his features become increasingly distinct, revealing the face of the Nasir king whom you had just fought. Kill Mantis, Elena, and you will be free. I intend to do so, my lord. You are a woman. Will you find the strength to do what needs to be done? Women do not necessarily have to be weak. You hired countless mercenaries, assassins, yet in the end you must count on a woman. The Nasir hunted king who was foolish and incompetent. All that the world needs to know is that we will usher in a new era. History does not need to know how we did it. People must believe wholeheartedly that we fought for the cause of justice. That's why he cannot be allowed to live. I don't care. All I want is freedom. Complete freedom for myself and my sister. Elena turns around and looks at you with a hard, flint-like gaze. Behind her, the Nasir king has returned to fallen leaves, floating upon the wind around the two of you. You feel a pang of pain in your heart. Elena! You finally make a sound, and in your voice is that deep, burning, unforgettable love and pain. Zarathustra is just messing with your mind at this point, but I'm assuming that this is supposed to be what actually happened. You dig your fingers into your scalp, almost drawing blood, green veins popping out of your forehead as you concentrate with your full will. Zarathustra! Get out here where I can see you, you cry with bloodshot eyes. It is as though a storm has passed. Your vision clears and you find yourself back in Naguka on the banks of a river, a lonely wooden hut not far from you. You shift your gaze back and are surprised by the sudden appearance of a man in black robes. The man removes his hood, revealing a head of white hair, wizened feature, and eyes filled with pity and sorrow. You start to cough uncontrollably. It's like there are a million things in your chest that you could just not get out. It is becoming harder and harder to breathe. You need it either. You are exhausted by the coughing. Your knees buckle and you fall down before the old man. The old man looks down at you wordlessly. His face is covered in shadow and you see only the glimmer of his pitying eyes. Your eyelids grow heavy. In the darkness you see the bright red of the red rose beside Elena's ear, which turns into a red dagger that stabs you in the heart. Quit the illusion, Zarathustra! You sit up with a start and grab Zarathustra by the collar, glaring into his eyes. The city of sin. The 2 greatest Spiritmancers in the land. It would have been a battle to be immortalized by song and legend, if only there were someone to witness it. Fight. Some nerve you have to be holding back in a battle like this. It's a battle without meaning. Shut up. Who do you think saved your life? You are a great illusionist, Zarathustra, I'll give you this. Do you not see the truth? Or you simply refuse to? Ask the girl by your side. You look up with great effort and see Zaynep standing not too far away. Zaynep dares not look into your eyes. Her lips are trembling and tears flow down her face. The Nasir and Dakin were allies when they attacked Jamal City. Their own differences have caused them to part ways since then, of course. Cut to the chase. The Dakin were expert assassins. Emulating their allies, the Nasir also had their own group of elite assassins, raised from childhood to become deadly killers. They were the Nasir's most dangerous weapon. Your Elena was one of them, so was Zaynep, but Elena traded your life for her sister's freedom because nobody knew that you survived. That's impossible. Impossible! Go, find out for yourself. Reading minds is no difficulty for a Spiritmancer like you. You do not need to read Zaynep's mind to find out. Her evasive gaze has told you all that you need to know. The winds of Naguka are wet and cold, sending a shiver down your spine. Go. Leave this place. Go anywhere but here. Away from here, away from it all. With great effort, you stand yourself up and begin to limp away, with no hesitation in your shuffling steps. With an indescribable screeching sound, the gnarled trees wither in a matter of moments, and a foul smell begins to permeate the air of Naguka, as though the long dead have risen up again from beneath the water. The smell is coming from where you have just passed. Swarms of rats emerge from underground like a grey tide, fleeing for their lives toward the outside, without regard for any humans who might be in their way. There may be danger at Zarathustra's hideout. A terrible struggle awaits. You dust off your robes and head resolutely towards the source of the danger. A massive object drops down to block your path. It is foul and rotten, reminiscent of dead fish. You destroy the foul object with magic. The monster explodes into countless tiny pieces like fireworks, revealing a terrifying sight. Standing beside the river is what looks like a tall humanoid, to the extent that it could be described as humanoid, or standing for that matter. It is folded over at the waist, with its head touching the ground. Descending upward from the head is what could be charitably described as a long, thick braid. Its arms are also unusually long and folded outward. You look around but see no sign of Zarathustra or Zeynep. She's fine. You stay here. Take care of her. Zarathustra puts Zeynep down and goes forth. There are 3 long, bloody gashes on his back. Are you hurt? Soul magic does not affect this monster. Stay here. Fight alone. Take care of Zeynep. You're old and frail. Leave this to the young folks. The monster raises its head to look up. Its torso remains folded in half. Its movements are stiff and mechanical, like a machine. The more you look at it, the more the monster reminds you of Shia. There's a single eye above its nose, 3 times the size of what a normal human eye would have looked like, covering half its face. Are you Shia? I found it at last. Naguka, the god of time. The monster slowly straightens up, and 2 more pairs of strange, vaguely human arms appear from its armpits and waist. You're reminded of that deity with 3 heads and 6 arms depicted on the mural in Big Head's room. Do you remember me? Time. The god of time. I will return to the age of machines, restore my family's glory. We're the greatest machinists to ever walk this earth. But she awakened this thing of her own volition. The monster turns its gaze to you as though trying to devour you with its one eye. Wizards! Kill the wizard! Kill them all! Don't make me laugh. Machinists. This age does not need machinists anymore. The body of Shia lies twisted and broken on the ground. Red blood flows from its one eye. Gormand, the god of time, bring me back to the age of machinists. The body quickly becomes desiccated and begins to decay in white smoke. It is over. All that remains is the carcass of the monster and the 3 of you. The monster. Zeynep wakes up and walks towards you with unsteady steps. It's dead. That's good. There's a wry smile on Zeynep's face. Can I still be with you? She deceived you. She made you seek vengeance against an innocent man, wasting more than a decade in this desolate land. But if it were not for her, you might never have chosen to return to the world of man. Forgive her. Let's go. A rotten claw impales Zeynep. The monster had one last act of malice left in it. Zeynep! Monster! You cut off the monster's arm and cry Zeynep's name. With her last breath, Zeynep mouths the words, I'm sorry, then her eyes close forever. Zeynep! I'm sorry, closes eyes. It seems like the silence will never end. You hold Zeynep in your arms as her blood begins to form a crimson flower on the ground. This means I made it. Unfortunately, I have no knowledge of the healing arts. If only that old friend of mine were still here. He is silent, and suddenly furrows his brow. My, this shabby shack of mine is certainly getting many visitors today. A hooded wizard comes towards you. You recognize the face of Nasant, the wizard persecuted for using black magic to heal others, whom you rescued in Amaranth Town. Nasant explains that he had become a wanted man since your encounter in Amaranth Town and fled to Naguka to escape his pursuers. He caught a glimpse of you amidst the chaos and followed you out of concern for your safety. Nasant rushes to Zeynep's side and preserves her waning life force. You leave Zeynep in his hands. Time seems to slow down, so much that you hear each and every single one of your heartbeats. So much that nothing seems important or urgent anymore. So much that there seems to be so much time left. So much time. You leave Naguka. I made it! For the first time in a long time, you feel aimless, but you know that your sins are etched in time and history and you must atone for them. Zeynep is recuperating in Naguka. You must undertake your journey alone, for a while at least. A long, long journey awaits. Continue your journey. Achievement unlocked, the true Spiritmancer. So, let's make a save. I did it. So Zeynep is not in our party right now, but she will join us later. Oh, no, she doesn't actually join us later. We have to go and recruit her later, so we gotta make sure to grab her as soon as we can. We take a look at Zeynep. The younger sister of your deceased wife, lively and mischievous. She has all her stuff, and she has all these skills. This is her in-game stats. When I recruit her, she will have this attribute again. They should probably remove that at the end of the game, but yeah. So she cannot be dismissed, rule of city, or lead an army. She always has to stay by your side. That's so that she can involve herself in your quests and everything, which makes sense. But those quests are now over. But I did it. I accomplished it. So let's go get us some more Thurians and hire a couple more heroes. Nasant is one of those heroes, actually. But we'll need to come back in maybe like 15 or so days, and then we can hire Nasant and Zeynep. This Tundra Dragon actually never responds. I'm gonna just leave him alone. We're gonna Meyerton, and I think that's where Jalal is. Alas, it's difficult to take back words said in anger. You young ones should work on the wisdom to control your temper. Hey, Jalal. I'm surprised anyone still remembers the name of this old man, but you should go back. I'm no longer a horse trainer. I was asked to bring this. This is... Jabbar, oh Jabbar, you stupid old codger. Why did you come to Umbra Cliffs? I also asked someone to go looking for you at Jamal City. Thank you for helping us. This is an old horse I trained myself. I may be old, but he's still got a few good years left in him. Take him with you. I'll be sure to take good care of him. We're heading to Meyerton. Turn in my flowers that I've been collecting this entire playthrough so far. I mean, you only need 10, and I can always just buy them, but fine. Hey kid, can I ask you a favor? Huh? I've got some freshly ground up wheat flour here. Can you help me deliver it to a friend? How about with the flour delivery? Yes. Alright, don't listen to anything he has to say. I will tell you exactly where the house is. Where does your friend live, old timer? Walk along the northwestern side until you come to a small cave. She lives in there, and she's old too. When it's late, you can look out from here across the woods and see the small lantern hanging outside. That seems pretty damn close. Oh well, sure thing. Alright then, here's the flour. I owe you one. You take a bag of wheat flour from the old man. It's not a cave, it's a house, and it's literally right here. This should be the cabin with the lantern outside that the old man told you about. Hello? Is anyone home? Who's that at the door? Ma'am, an old man across the way entrusted me with the delivery of this here wheat flour. Oh, it's from him. Hang on. After a short while, the door opens and an elderly woman comes out. Thank you for delivery. I haven't had any food delivered for a few days. I was beginning to wonder if an accident had befallen that old chum. Ma'am, do you live here alone? It's not safe out here in the wild since the war. Thank you for your concern, young one. I'll be dead soon. I don't have any fortune to speak of. I take every day as it comes. Our friend who sent you, how's he looking to you? He seemed healthy to me. Is there something else I can help with? The kerosene in my lantern is almost burned out. If you could, please, could you pluck 10 tequila flowers for me? I'll squeeze out some oil from that for the light. 10 tequila flowers. Okay. You want to give 10 tequila flowers to the elder woman? Yes. Here's the tequila flowers you ordered, ma'am. Very well, very well. Thank you. It's difficult indeed to find a young one with a heart of gold like yourself in this cruel, cruel world. It's just a few flowers, ma'am. Really, it's no trouble. I'm older now and blind. Picking just a few flowers isn't easy for an old lady like me. Ma'am, you can't see? That's right, I've been blind for over a year. When I can't find any tequila flowers to press oil from, some firewood would do in a pinch. But ma'am, you can't see then, why do you need a lantern? Light? Oh, that's just to show the old fool across the way. I have no idea what is going on here. You won't understand. Forget it. Don't tell that old blagger about my eyesight though, do you hear? At least give me that, please. Go on, move along now. So I will actually keep her promise, but the game doesn't register that. Young one, did you deliver the flour? Yes, old timer. That's very well then. Thank you very much. Mister, I have a question to ask, if you don't mind. Yes, ask away. Seeing as you both live kind of close to each other, why don't you, visit each other like normal people? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean by this? What's happened to her? Well, Biddy asked me not to tell him about her eyesight. Should I really tell him about that? You want to tell the old man about the old lady's eyesight? No. Nothing at all, she's fine. No, that doesn't sound right. I must go and see her. I have to go and see her. Yes, I want to see her. I'm going right now. We're finally here. As the old man approached the cabin, he did not enter, but merely stood there in a daze. Aren't you going to go inside? No, I still can't go in. Why? I'm really at a loss here. What good will seeing her do? What could that possibly change? Forget about it. How many years has it been, old timer, since you last saw her? About 10 or so years? 10 years! She moved out to the forest alone, probably to escape this noisy, messy world, but I always clung to the hope of spying her lantern hanging up outside, so I moved here to get a view. Looking back, it's been 10 years and I barely realized it. I should go back and prepare a meal for her tomorrow. Thank you for telling me how she is doing. And he's gone. Ma'am, why didn't you come outside just now and meet the old fella? What's the point? I owe him too much. This is what's best for now. But at least he'd be able to take care of you. It's just the way it is. I'm satisfied with my lot in life. You didn't keep your promise. You told him about my situation. Yes, I'm sorry. I don't blame you, whippersnapper. I haven't heard his voice for a very long time. I'm relieved to see that he's still doing well. It is something my father left behind for me. I have no use for it at my age. Why don't you accept it as a token of my appreciation? Go, little one. You have your own destiny, your own life to be lived. What's a Canis? What happened to Fleur Village? Don't you know? So this is a different quest. We just finished that quest line right there. Don't you know? You see those wolves are running right around the place? Wherever you go, you can see wolves bearing their teeth and claws. How can that be? Only because of a wolf alpha settling here. Wait, look at you. Could you be a warrior who fights to defend the people? That's amazing. Just go directly south of here and you'll see a dense forest where you'll find the Canis. By the way, a warrior went to the forest before. When he returned, he said he couldn't find the wolf alpha even after searching all over the forest. He also said that the wolf alpha is devious and not easy to find. To eradicate this evil, you must find the wolf alpha by finding a way to force him out into the open. Yeesh. Would it help him? Yes. Be careful when you go this time. There are many wolves in this forest, and they're all Canis. They're extremely ferocious and aren't easy to handle. Remember, find the wolf alpha. If it stays alive, the other wolves will continue to rush out. Okay, so that's very nearby. We get Twisted Fate, which will give us an impressive 20% maximum health. Alright, so if you don't find wolves here, just kill off the bandits so that wolves spawn in. Because the second time I played, I wasn't able to find all three, so I just started slaughtering bandits, and then the other wolves finally spawned in. That's one. We need to defeat 2 more. I just need to get rid of you to get the wolves up here, dude. Besides, you shouldn't be a bandit anyways. I have no respect for bandits. Actually, I have enough Jade. I can now promote you to Demon. So I replace 4 of these with their large health pool to 1 of these with a mega health pool. The overall damage is probably less, but he gets better. But he will eventually be able to cast super powerful skills. So that's why we're heading down that road. Also, this one will be more powerful than these 4. It's just the interim is not that great comparatively. But it's still important. It said like must be 4 or must be combined to max troops or something. That means that if you have like a 2 out of 2 stack, you cannot make this demon. You must have a 4 out of 4 stack to make that demon. Now I do have a bunch of items I haven't used yet. We'll get to that in a bit. This is where the boss wolf appears. Once you kill 3. Your sudden strange sound. This is different. It's just a random event. Strange sound penetrate from out of the thick fog. It's a Bahar, a vile creature shot one of your comrades. You can't help but feel saddened, however, by these noises. Launch an attack. You drive away the Bahar and salvage some of their spoils left behind. Now we gotta wait for the king to spawn. I guess we'll back off. Let's check our talents. Healing and I guess improved rations. Party. Let's go ahead and read all these wisdom crystals, and of course it's going to me. Cybolt. Let's work towards this. Cooldown as a result. We're maxed on this. In order to get these, I will need level 3. However, they've got that cyan thing going on where you just stand there for 2 seconds, so that might not be worth it. However, working towards Now Let's Gift might be handy. It allows me to heal myself. However, I of course need to get to level 3. I'm nowhere near that. Here's level 2. Oh, I've got to have 4 skill points, and I've got to accomplish all of these. It might be worth it to just work towards Rugged, giving myself an extra 1,000 hit points roughly. Or magic attack. I guess this is the good reason to get Space-Time Portal. But do that only after you've got all your skills and you're happy with it. Yes, having more skill cooldown is good, but having spells in general is better. Right now, if I spend it, I can't get mana regen and reduce upgrade, so reduce cooldown, so there's no point to getting it at this exact moment. We'll hold off on it for now. Our character's pretty good. He's not invincible. There's Forest Mirage. Roar! They finally appeared. Yep. Finally appeared. Guess it has to be a new day or something. Or when it checks to see if it's time for the wolf to come out. So that's a prison. I can get somebody out.